afternoon, morning, everyone.
I'm AJ.
I'm Alex.
This is NTFY, New Tech Vintage Nerds. Today we're going to talk about ads, ad blockers, or paying for premium services.
Praying for premium services sometimes as well.
Yeah, exactly. So roll that intro. Before we dive into our main topic, what did you print since last time?
I printed signs for my wife's vegetable garden.
Oh, nice. I don't think I printed anything since last time.
Why do you have a printer?
Yeah, well, I do have a whole list of things that I need to print, like everything on the Gridfinity site.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I want to organize my workshop, and I have a lot of tools. And I want, for every tool, I want a specific place, every tool in its place. I can find it back again. I know it's a utopian thought, but, well, I can find my screwdriver. It's right here. Yay! So it works.
Hello, Linus. LTTstore.com.
Yeah. It works. No, I do need to go print something, but yeah, I want to do a lot of things, and printing is not always on top of mind.
Well, I decided that I will buy a bamboo P1S.
Oh, wow.
With the 4 rolls thingy on top.
Oh, with the automatic
that thing. What's it called?
ADC? Yeah, AMS?
AMS, whatever. I don't know. That thing with the 4 rolls on top.
Yeah, so you don't have to switch filament again.
I recently had a conversation with my wife about the fact that she liked those signs in 2 colors. That's wonderful, honey, but with my current printer, that is not very easy.
Yeah.
Let alone that it probably isn't a success the first 3 times. So, for your information, hello audience, I've got an Ender 3, which is a wonderful device if you just start with 3D printing. But I think I'm way beyond that now. And this device, it has more annoyances than it is actually a printer, and you get to printing. Although I did find out, and this is maybe also a tip, I did find out that although you'd say, filament is filament, PLA is PLA, who cares, right? You buy eSun, you buy, I don't know, G-Tech, you buy whatever. Doesn't really matter, does it? Well, that is not entirely true. First of all those different brands and colors do have slightly different ways of being processed by your printer. But I recently tried what I think was a premium roll of filament by Polymaker. And I was amazed, honestly, because, like I said, I was under the impression, PLA is PLA, who gives a flying F. It's all the same stuff. No, it's not. This stuff has better bed adhesion. It prints finer. The results are neater. And I'm overall very, very happy with the quality of the filament.
Yeah.
So, Polymaker, guys.
Polymaker
it is. I'm switching to Polymaker.
Cool. I don't know. I got a lot of real filament I still can use, and it would be a shame to let that go to waste.
I will definitely empty out all the reels I still have.
Yeah.
And actually, Gridfinity is a wonderful, wonderful project to get rid of all
Oh yeah,
remainders of all those projects where you still have 2 or 3 layers on your reel, and you think, what can I do with that? You can always print a Gridfinity basket
yeah,
or Gridfinity crate or something Gridfinity. It will probably
yeah,
be there.
absolutely. Yeah, I do want to see if I can get something like fusing filaments together, because I have a lot of things that are a lot of rolls that are not completely empty. But I know when uh, I'm going to print a what's it called, a bin, it probably will finish halfway through, and
Well, no, I mean, does your printer have a filament run out sensor?
well, it does if well, it does if I print directly from the SD card. But since I print from Octoprint, it doesn't listen to that sensor.
That is
I
odd.
I can modify the printers that it connects um, to the Raspberry Pi, and then it can sense the filament run out.
Hmm.
But I haven't done it yet. So I can use the filament run out sensor only when I print from the SD card.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Octoprint. This is working insanely well, specifically with the Ender 3, which basically, in terms of technology, really can't do a lot.
Yeah.
I do have they call it professional firmware, which always makes me laugh because professional firmware in a printer like an Ender 3 basically is a big joke, but it works wonderfully well actually, and so I'm running a firmware which is from 2024 in this Ender 3. What's it, Ender 3 V2?
Mm.
Um, but recently I noticed that the this is still a Bowden type printer, right? So with the Bowden
True.
tube and the extruder on the side, and I noticed that the extruder actually is pretty worn out.
Mm.
And I promised myself I wouldn't invest anymore in this printer, well, at least not significant amounts of money. Then again, a new extruder, and this is always the pitfall with printers like this. It's only 40 euros. Yeah, and
Yeah.
but the thing is that it's 40 euros on the one end, 40 euros on the other end, and oh yeah, 2 rolls of filament, and there you go. It's another 120 euros.
No.
That's no, but I don't know what to do with the old Ender 3 when I get a new one, though. What would you do?
Just print it with it.
I
Just
don't
set
know.
it next to the other and print with it.
You think so?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not that it's completely broken.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, it's working. It just doesn't. It cannot do a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
I had some.
I used to print with PETG a lot, but for some reason, it's just screwing it up every time now. And
Yeah,
for the life of me, can't find out why.
yeah. No,
So it prints PLA. It prints PLA fine. As soon as I want anything else, it screws up.
yeah. Then that's your PLA printer.
Apparently, but it's
I
slow.
mean, yeah, but slow or not printing is something else. If your bamboo printer is doing something, you can still print something with PLA on the other one.
Or maybe.
I am saying that because I got a, what was it called, an A8 from some Chinese brand. I still got that printer. I still got the frame, but the motors on it are pretty useful in other projects. So it's a bit of skeleton right now.
It's a parts printer.
Yeah,
Yeah, parts victim.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So last time we talked about Netflix, Disney Plus, like all the streaming services, and paying for
Or
stuff.
should you rather download?
Yeah. So if you want to watch that, click on the link below. But next to that topic, I mean, we see a lot of ads on streaming services appearing, like um, Amazon Prime is putting out ads for their own content. That's something I can think of. That's okay-ish. But if you look at YouTube, there's a lot of ads on it for other stuff, and it's probably even within this session that you see some pop-ups of ads. And the big question is, why not, and what can we do about it?
So in terms of YouTube, I know that. I mean, I've got. I'll be honest. I've got a YouTube subscription, and the only reason I have a YouTube subscription was because the ad policy of YouTube drives me mad.
Yeah.
The amount of ads you get served for every single movie is maddening. It's insane. You get you used to get one little ad before the video started.
Yep.
I think now you get two full ones. So you're already almost a minute in before you actually get to the content creator. And then after 7 or 8 minutes, they just cut your
Yeah, you got a
video,
mid-roll.
and you get another two ad videos who also take about 30 40 seconds. And when you start the next video, it just does that again.
Yeah. But that's to pay the content creators. So if you could say, I want to block those things, I mean, there's software for it. Perhaps we're going to talk about that. But the ads are paying for the content. Well, not everything, but a lot will go to the content creators.
I don't know, because a lot of those content creators then serve me up a sponsored message as well on top of that.
Yeah, correct. They need to make money to be able to put out content. Like last time we talked about, why is Disney Plus
Yeah. I
putting
mean,
the things on their own system?
and I don't mind them doing the sponsored entries. And I mean, like with Linus Tech Tips, I mean they sort of make it a gimmick as well, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny in its own way. You know, the way they package the segue to their sponsors is well, not always, but regularly quite funny.
Yeah, and it's memorable. This
It
is
is.
the,
Well,
the
if you watch
example you
them a lot,
take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine you know it by heart. But the thing is that these movies, I don't know if that is really for the content creator or just for the content publisher,
Distributor. Yeah.
and that is, I don't know, annoying to say the least. Specifically, the way they do it is annoying.
No.
But this is not the only part of the internet I have issues with when it comes to ads. You know, if
Well,
you are on any social media site, and like we said in the past, I try to do as less as possible.
mm-hmm.
Uh, it's the amount of ads that are being tossed at you are insane sometimes, and you know even the fact that your data is being used to select those ads and all those, you know, the micro auctions that happen in the background to serve you just in time ads focused on whatever articles you recently viewed, and all other demographics they illegally harvested of you,
Yeah.
etc., etc. That is commercials ads where I do have a problem with,
Mm.
and I have no problem blocking them.
Yeah. I do understand the difference. I mean, if you go to a big site like the world's Wall Street Journal, they probably are putting up ads. I don't know because I also block ads,
I don't know.
but the personalized ads, those are horrific. Like you said, they harvest your data and they almost put you in a position that they say, and according to the GDPR, that's illegal, but they always tell you, well, you do want a good um, website experience and you do want personalized ads because otherwise the
No, I
ads will
don't.
be exactly.
No, I
So
don't.
it's about ads. Um, I block them because I don't like that, but also the process behind that with the cookies, consent. They use, not everybody, but they use dark patterns to manipulate you into thinking you're going to miss out on things.
Yeah,
Or
fingerprinting to identify you, and all kinds of other
yeah, and
not
I think that's a
so
big issue.
nice tactics to actually make sure you are you, and so they can link you up to the data that they already have from you, gather even more data, and then also auction your data off in the background.
Yeah, and I mean, for smaller content creators, websites, it's a source of income. I also have a
Seriously, look,
website that,
if you look at Meta as a company, what they have built there in terms of money is all based on income of ads.
yeah,
That's it. You, the viewer, I, the viewer, have paid for that with our privacy, with our data, with our whatever. And you can say, well, I've got nothing to hide. That doesn't mean they can know everything.
if you got nothing to hide, I want to know your PIN code or your PIN number for your credit card. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously bonkers that they have everything on us. But let's step one step back to ads. Um, I think it's ads are a way slash the way to pay for content. There are a lot of websites that provide information that I want to get, and then I need to go through some ads. And I think that's okay ish. I still block them, sorry. But that's okay ish because I want the content. So I, if I could pay for it with a microtransaction, I probably would. It's something that helps me go along. Like when I'm video editing or writing, then
Yeah. The thing,
I,
the thing is,
I can use that information.
it's not your choice.
Exactly.
You are not in the driver's seat.
No, and that's the problem. If I can pay for the content, being honest, I'm not sure if I want to. Um, no, but when you go to a website that it says you can please disable your ad blocker or pay $1, then I have to think, is the content before I see the content, is that worth $1? The person on the
That
other
is,
side
yeah.
thinks it is, but is
It's
it?
difficult when you cannot assess the quality of the content before you buy it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like a magazine store, right? Where you just walk in, you look at the magazine, you open the magazine, you look at a couple of articles. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, and then you go to the counter and you
yeah.
give the salesman I don't know, a couple of euros. Um, yeah, that is a problem. I mean, you could. We could turn this into a philosophical discussion on consumerism, right? That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need so many ads? Why do we need to consume consume so much stuff? Isn't there enough e-waste, wasted food, yada yada yada?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go there. Um, I agree. We consume too much. I try to not add my part by doing 8 years with my TV and I don't know 5, 6, 7, 8 years with my car, etc., etc. Um, on the other hand, I do like my gadgets, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I do like my new stuff. Um, so yeah, that's that. Um, a lot of the, and you know this is true, a lot of the ads that are put out there have nothing to do with the content or the content provider or the content creator, but are just simply there because they generate income.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran a website for a couple of years and we ran a website with ads for a couple of years. And before ad blockers were a common thing, that website actually more than paid for itself with the ads
Yeah.
attached to it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is not really what the idea behind the whole ad thing is, right? I mean, it's good that it would pay for our website back in the day, but it was a bit odd that we could also organize a team dinner from it.
Mm,
Um,
I disagree because
it's
if you
shady.
if you take into consideration the amount of time we put into the content back then, um, like if you got an hourly wage and you would calculate that then it
Yeah,
wouldn't
sort of.
be
Yeah,
enough.
well, it's debatable. Let's put it like that. I mean, it's also a choice to do a blog page or a blog or a podcast. I mean,
For sure.
this costs time and effort
And money.
and money, and someone is honking a horn. Um, obviously, but I mean, that is a choice. It's a choice for us to do this. It's a choice for us to be the vintage nerds, and I like being it. And
No.
is it then? Should I be paid for my time spent here? I mean, it's not a job. And I don't want to be paid for it. I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, you could look at it like that, but I don't.
No.
So a lot of the content providers on internet are just people like you and me. Should they be paid an extra wages just for the fact that they execute their hobby? I don't know.
For hobbies, no. But if you like, for example, if I wanted to do, not saying that we're not influencers because we're influencing everybody we talk to, but if I wanted to do this as a day job,
That's a philosophical
yeah,
remark.
if I wanted to do this instead of my day job, then I need some income stream. So to make sure that I can pay for my house, for the internet connection, I need some income stream.
If this would be your only source of income, I would agree. But it's not
No,
because
no, luckily
and
not.
I know for sure it's not. Um, so should it be? I don't know. Um, you could debate influencers as well. I mean, what is an influencer? Isn't an influencer just one big ad?
Most of the time,
A lot of
yeah,
them are specifically the ones who just only talk about products. They get shipped something and they talk about it, and then generally, you know how it works. They get to keep it, and that's your payment,
yeah. If
right?
you want to send us stuff, business at ntvn.com.
Really? I don't think I created
No, no, no,
that
no.
email address. No, honestly, I mean, we're doing this for fun, and that's what it is. And it, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of influencers who are just there to, the commercial TV. What's it called? The Amazing Jim? No,
Oh, Amazing Mike.
Amazing Mike. That's it.
A Telcel.
Telcel. Yeah. I mean, it sort of feels like that, right?
Yeah, sometimes it does. And
And
I mean,
a lot of times it does.
if you got something in return for it, then I think it's okay-ish. Like, for example, if I watch a video about how to build, let's stay in the LTT side of things. If I watch a video on how to build a good computer for gaming, they obviously are naming brands that they use. With that, they're influencing you already. If we're talking about 3D printers like the Bamboo, we're influencing somebody. So that it's influencing all over. And if you want to get paid for that, I'm not sure if it's genuine, but if the payoff for you personally or professionally is okay, I don't see a big
As
problem with it.
the thing is, as long as it's an actual objective review, I don't mind.
Yeah,
The thing is, there are a lot of channels out there. Specifically, the you can make $1 million in a year or something like that. Channels. A lot
yeah,
of the youngsters nowadays are very much influenced by that. Yeah, I mean, people
younger than us.
definitely younger than us. People between 15 and 25 ish.
Yeah,
I think those people who do that, who create that content, are genuinely dangerous for your mental health, for
yeah,
the mental health of their watchers, of their viewers. Um, if you are doing an objective review of something that you got in the mail, like, I don't know, or like Linus sometimes does, or like Paul Hibbert does, or like I don't know, Stu from Stu's Reviews does, right? Paul Hibbert actually has a section in every review video. What's wrong with it? And this is
yeah,
stuff I want to know. If I want to buy something for my smart home, and he just discusses one major flaw of the device, and I want to buy this device specifically because it does this or that, and apparently it doesn't. Right? That is something I want to know.
yeah,
There are a lot of influencers out there who just present something and just say, "Oh, it's amazing, buy this."
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Then it's no
Then it's
better
just an
than a
ad.
text ad.
Then it's just an ad, right?
Yep.
And then I think you should be blocked.
And
Anyway,
we're back.
talking about ad blockers, I am using the Brave browser for anything on internet. I got used to it. It's a sort of a no, it's not sort of. It is Chrome, so it works with all the Chrome plugins, and but it's not doing all the call home stuff that Chrome does, and it's got quite a bit more in terms of blocking, anti fingerprinting, anti tracking, and
Yeah,
etc. Um, I got it. It does take a bit of getting used to because it does block quite a lot. And that means that not all websites handle that equally fine. But in general, it works well. You can switch off quite a bit of the filtering if you think that the filtering is actually influencing your experience with a website. So you can switch it off and then see if that is the solution. Sometimes it's not, and the
yeah,
website is just picky. Um, I do have Firefox as a fallback if stuff is not working. But those are the two main ones I use. And actually, I think I use Brave 95% of the time.
mm,
I've got it on
Nice.
Windows. I've got it on the Mac. I've got it on my iPad. And I think, my personal opinion, I think it helps a lot with at least guarding a bit of my privacy online.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same. I use Safari most of the time, but Brave as well. And I use a network-wide blocker on known ad sites, known
Yeah.
cookie domains, and stuff like that.
So
So
we
the
have Pi-hole here internally in the network.
yeah, well, I use AdGuard Home.
Yeah, I think it's roughly the same
Yeah,
idea.
roughly the same.
It
Yeah,
does DNS filtering
yeah,
basically,
yeah,
so it just filters out all the cookie and ad
yeah. And the pixel tracking and things
exactly
like that. Yeah,
ad DNS and pixel tracking DNS servers, or domains, and then obviously those get rerouted to zero.
yeah.
So
It,
yeah,
it
that works quite well, and it actually works too well sometimes, because when we go on holiday, my wife has a couple of games on her iPad, and suddenly she's confronted with all kinds of ad movies and
yeah.
pop-ups and whatever, and she's always complaining when we're on holiday, when she's relaxing with her iPad, with the games on it. Oh, this is not working. This is not like it is at home. Yeah, honey. Now you know.
Obviously,
You appreciate it even more.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We do the same, and I even when I use the iPad when I'm not at home, I do I connect through VPN and use my own DNS server or filtering. And
That's
if it
actually a good
sometimes
idea. I
doesn't work,
should do that.
yeah, and it works great with WireGuard on the Unify stuff. I can connect and it
That
works great.
got a PFSense router, so that doesn't work for me. But
Oh yeah,
I can do WireGuard with PFSense as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but WireGuard works pretty well. And you
Good point.
use your own DNS server, your
Yeah,
own filtering, and
she
it
can play
saves
her
a lot
games
of
on
bandwidth
holiday.
as well. Sorry?
She can play her games on holiday.
Yeah.
Anyway, so honestly, I think because the half of the internet, well, more than actually the whole internet is littered with ads. I think it's not a problem using a blocker. I know some
No.
sites really have a problem with it. I don't know. It's up to you as a reader if you think it's worth giving up your privacy, or at least part of it. Um, Obviously, the content owner or content creator will always say, "No, of course we will not even do anything that harms your privacy." Then again,
Yeah. No, and for some sites, it's also a good idea to pay for them. I
yeah,
have a
I agree.
subscription on a tech site. Yeah, you're a premium member. I know. I'm a lowly simple hero member, but then you pay the party for the content instead of
Exactly. Yeah.
using the ads,
The thing
like
is,
YouTube
there are
Premium.
exactly. There are a couple of, you always have a couple of sites that you always go back to,
Yeah.
and those are the sites you trust. And in my case, it's, well, one specific site. I've been a member there for the past 20 years, literally 20 years. Oh my god, I'm old. Um, so and they have been my well, at least a trusted source for the past 20 years. So I don't mind giving them a bit of money if
I agree.
that helps them uh, uh, keep that content coming. I'm fine with it, you
Yeah.
know. And that's what I really like about it, and that's why I don't have a problem with it. I think I've once calculated, I think it's cost me about €10 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
And for
not a whole,
something you use
it's not an
daily.
insane amount, and I have no problem paying it. like I said, if the content that I get is still the same quality, if the content deteriorates and after 2 or 3 months I'm thinking, I don't know, should I prolong this subscription? Nah. Um, I'll look for my content elsewhere. But for now, I mean, they have been my trusted, or at least a trusted source of information for me for the past 20 years, and that's from that perspective, I don't have a problem paying for it. Um, like I said, roughly around a tenner a month.
Yeah.
Now, what is the value of such a website? Honestly, that depends on you. How much do you value it? Do you have 10, 12, 20 websites you consult before buying something? Do you have one website? You don't have any website, you just go for it,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. It depends on how much you value the content. If you think it's worth it, um, in this case, I think it does. I do think it's worth it, so I'll pay for it. I mean, you
Just
can't decide for anyone else, right?
no. Just curious. Do you have a Medium subscription as well?
A what?
A Medium, medium.com.
No.
No, me neither. Although a lot of articles, that's a bit of the issue I have with content that is on that kind of sites. There's a lot of good content, like on YouTube, but also there's a lot of bad content, and
Oh, there's bad content on YouTube. Oh my god.
and you can pay a premium subscription, and then you can on YouTube watch without ads. Also on premium, on Medium, you can read all the articles that are the writers can say, I want to be a paid author on a platform, and then they will get a part of that subscription fee.
All right.
And I do admit that you get 3 or 5 free articles a month, and I do admit that I try to get more than those 5 free articles per month, doing all kinds of funky stuff, opening a private window and things like
Yeah.
that. So, do I really want to pay for everything? Yeah, I'm not holier than thou, so I do try things out and see if I can get it for
See
free.
if it works without cookies. All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it is. You know, there a lot of people create content which they find valuable, and I do not.
yeah,
Um, I know that there are, like I said, there are people on YouTube that follow a specific tech web blogger. What's it called? Gamers Nexus. I can't
yeah,
stand the guy. Right? He's always presenting like the way what he says is the only truth in the world out there, and if you do it differently, shame on you. You should burn in hell. Whatever. I
Hmm.
don't. I don't subscribe to that point of view, ever. Right? I've been in tech too long to know that there are a million ways to roam. And
yeah,
if you want to go through via the South Pole, be my guest. Right? That's up to you.
yeah,
I prefer a different route. I'm fine with that. There is no single source of truth in this matter. Um, there are advisories. It may be good if you do it like this. It may be good if you do it like that. Um, it may not be good if you fill your computer with water because it doesn't really work well underwater.
yeah,
Those are fairly logical, but there are content providers, and I mean, this is just one example. There are content creators out there who think that their opinion is fact,
yeah,
and that is something I don't think is the truth. So that being said, would I pay for that? No.
no,
Then again, I do pay for YouTube, and a lot of those content creators are on YouTube. So have I paid for them? Well, yeah,
Yeah,
indirectly.
yeah. And I don't think that's a problem. I mean, there's content, you watch content,
I don't
you pay for
consume their
content.
content.
Yeah.
So
And if
does it
it's
matter?
a yeah, and
And
even if it's a moving wallpaper, I mean, you downloaded the information from the internet, presenting it on your TV. So why wouldn't you pay
it's
for it?
so yeah, paying for content, paying for premium services up to a certain degree. That is
Yeah,
basically the answer. And I know that as a content creator, that is a shitty answer.
yeah.
But
Well,
that's the truth, right? And I know there are a lot of people out there who actually cannot afford it. So they would say, paying for content, yeah, I'd love to if I had the money, but I don't, so I'm not paying for it. I do want
yeah,
to consume it though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
that happens as well. But generally, so like I said, I mean, I'm financially I could pay for it. Emotionally, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
So that's what usually keeps me from subscribing everywhere.
yeah. I agree. Just look for yourself. What do you find valuable? What are your um, mental guidelines to these kind of things, and make your own decision.
You're the only one who can decide.
Yeah.
And
With
until
that,
then, I still think it's fine to use an ad blocker.
yeah, I agree. With that philosophical answer, let's wrap it up. Do you have any great tips since last time, like 45 minutes ago?
Well, I'm looking into something which is called NTFY.sh. This is a local notification server.
NT what?
Yeah, NTFY or Notify, but Notify
Yeah,
dot
okay.
sh. And what I did, and this is also interesting, I glued in front of that an app called mailrise. So what this gives you the opportunity is I can there there are a lot of apps and specifically hardware services out there that the only way they give you any form of notification that something is wrong is per email,
Yeah,
right? And you don't want 20 emails a day stating, "Oh, I've changed a bit in this," or "I've la da 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 da." You don't want that. But maybe you want them as a pop up. I don't know. A lot of those emails tend to get lost in your inbox, right? You never
yeah,
you mark them as read and you never see them again, or you forget about them, or until the piece of tech that kept sending you warnings actually breaks down. You're like, oh yeah, I got a reminder for that. So here it is. What mailrise does is mailrise translates that email into a message that Notify can push to you.
okay.
So mailrise translates the message, pushes it to the Notify server, and the Notify server pushes it to your phone or iPad or computer or wherever you have your subscription of Notify.
Yeah,
And I'm looking into this, how to set this up for my home lab and my smart home to get notifications of to get useful notifications of stuff that I want to get notified about. So
interesting.
ntfy.sh and mailrise. I do have to say I did not find mailrise very accessible in terms of configuration.
Hmm.
It does require a bit of tinkering before you get it working. Um, but Notify, on the other hand, is fairly well documented. So that is something that should be fairly easy.
Oh, nice. Curious. Perhaps we can revisit that in the future.
Maybe we can.
Yeah.
What's your tip?
Well, since my small rig video gauge for the iPhone is not in yet, because I don't want to sound like a, between marks, a other influencer.
That's amazing, Jim.
I want to tip Smokeping. I know Smokeping is already old.
Is that something you light up?
Yeah, you can smoke it. No, for those in the tech industry, obviously know ping, a command to be able to check if you got a connection to another IP address. Since everything on the internet and your network is based on IP, probably you want to know sometimes, can I ping something? When it pings, it works.
I can already hear all those networking guys. No, that's
No.
ICMP. It's not the same thing. Yeah, we
Okay, ICMP
know.
and it's Echo and
We
9 and whatever.
know.
On a service level, you can see if you got a connection. You can reach something or somebody on an IP address, and that's useful because I had some issues with my internet connection, and the provider said, "Is everything okay now?" Well, I don't know because I'm not at home, and last time it looked okay, but 2 days later something went wrong. We were recording, and after recording, my connection dropped. That's shit. What I did now was create a container with Smokeping in it, and I got now a ping to my local router for the English speaking persons. I pinged the inside of my modem as well as the outside of the modem, and some internet sites like the Google DNS server 8888 and some other servers. So now I have a graph on how fast it's pinging and if there were packets that weren't returned.
Times.
Yeah. In 5 days, I can say, well, these 5 days, this was my average speed on the network. Well, actually, the speed of the ping packet that came back on an Echo service. So now I can finally tell my provider, yes, it's okay. It looks like my ping is returning back to normal. It's now below, 15 milliseconds. It's a slow one. At least it's not more than 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah, I know you got fiber. I don't. Oh, shut up. Yeah, I don't want to know. So that's my my tip.
There you go, folks.
When you're in networking, or if you want to make sure that your connection is good, use Smokeping.
Smoke them.
Yeah, smoke them. My internet connection is hot right now.
Anyway, on that
Anyway,
bombshell, Jeremy Clarkson would say.
yeah. If you like this episode, let us know. If you want us to talk something about a topic, please let us know.
Please subscribe.
Yeah. Don't mail us. I heard from Alex if you want us to test something. We don't do that.
Nope.
And until we see again, until we meet again, actually. Bye-bye.